When I or others had painful or suffering situations, my strategy was to get away, orient towards something that's beneficial or good, blocking out the what I thought is negative. But what I see is compassion is really about tenderness. It's really about a tender holding. And I learned this really as a parent. As my children got to be teenagers, I could tell they were going to be running headfirst into a brick wall. And I felt my function as a parent was to prevent that. Almost always, immediately after that, they would find a way to run into that same brick wall headfirst when I wasn't around or didn't know about it. And they would probably sustain more damage than if they had hit the brick wall the first time. So I realized I wasn't actually helping them by taking away the suffering. And I thought back on my own life and realized what life lessons I'd learned from doing just that. So they're important. And we each need to learn to stop running into the wall. But we stop when it's painful enough. So that's where the tender holding comes in. I don't know what the right answer is, but I can at least help hold it with you, and we can give some time and some tenderness to the situation. It's really about a tender holding. What I have students watch for is incongruent behavior, and just watch for the patterns. Who do you take yourself to be? I'm the little one. I'm the one who doesn't know much. I'm worthless. I'm unlovable, whatever it is. Incongruent behavior. I started doing it myself many, many years ago when my kids were young. I began writing down times when I overreacted with my kids. Incongruent behavior. I had to really watch my behavior. And then I would analyze it each night. I'd go through this process. Often when I had an overreaction, I had taken in a piece of my mother or a piece of my father or someone else. When somebody does this behavior, when they drop food on the floor, it's a strong reaction. That was like watching somebody else. I mean, that was not how I want to behave and not who I take myself to be right now. Incongruent behavior. We can really tell our level of realization really by how we behave in our relationships. It's one of the great tests to see. And it doesn't mean that you have a perfect relationship with everybody if you're awake, but it means you bring your full self to it. It's really about a tender holding. Use the lens of truth. Observe your behavior. You see a behavior that's incongruent. Why are you doing it? What's it serving? Use the lens of truth. It's just recognizing what's true, and whatever's true, we let land. Whatever's false, you have to let go of. What's it serving? Why are you doing it? Use the lens of truth.